I was 12 years old. Jesus was in front of me in very simple white robes, and there was a man on my left with long brown robes, and he had bald head and bare feet. He wasn't the big belly Buddha that most people represent and think of. I remember being shown many, many, many things, like why we're here now, what we're meant to do, that we create our reality. It was the most real thing that I've experienced. I mean, it was more real than this.
The A.J. Parr Spiritual Journalist Podcast.
I'm here with Ellen Wier. She had a near-death experience when she was 12 years old. She is presently a sound healer, and her story is amazing. Hello, Ellen, how are you?
Hello, I'm great. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, when I first heard your NDE, I was surprised because you were the second person who has mentioned meeting Buddha in her experience. So this is something really unusual.
I was 12 years old. I loved riding horses, as most girls do my age. But this day the cinch slipped, which holds the saddle in place, and the horse got spooked. It took off. I was holding on for dear life, and then I eventually kind of fell off the horse. It came back and kicked me in the temple in the right side. And so I was taken to a local hospital. They weren't really able to help me there. They didn't have the correct team. I was in a coma. So they sent me to a hospital in Dallas. This all happened they sent me to Waco in Texas. And I was in a coma for 5 days. But that was the beginning of my experience. The near-death experience was everything. That was the whole thing. So I was in the hospital in the ICU, and my parents were told to play movies at my bedside because the doctor said there was not much they could do for me, not much more they could do for me. But my parents could maybe stimulate my mind by playing old movies. So they played home movies and some of my favorite cartoons whenever my parents weren't there. And on this particular day, they chose a movie that had predominantly classical music. It was like 90%. And that's really important because that is kind of the full circle of my waking up from the coma. But what I remember was being on a raft of sorts. It was like kind of a wooden raft. I found myself in this pink area. It was like pink clouds on both sides of the raft, and I felt very safe and protected. Jesus was in front of me in very simple white robes. His eyes were pools of light. He looked very much like what I knew him to look like in growing up in the Methodist church. It was about love. It was really his eyes, the pools of love in his eyes. And then there was this knowing of who he was. It was more of a feeling, a comfort, a connection, a knowing, a wholeness that he emanated. And there was a man on my left with long brown robes, and he had bald head and bare feet. He wasn't the big belly Buddha that most people represent and think of, but he was thin, and he felt safe to me, almost like a guide or a protector. They didn't say anything to me at this time. I didn't get any wisdom or words. I was actually lifted from that experience to another realm. And this realm was full of bright light, but it also had multicolored streams and trees, like different colors that you wouldn't normally see. So I felt like there were energies there with me. I heard music playing. It was really different music than anything that you would hear on this planet, but it was beautiful and captivating. I don't even know how long I was there. And then I was lifted into this realm of golden light. And the golden light is the depth of my experience. I felt so complete, and I felt so whole, and it was just love. There was no name for it. There was no language. I didn't have a body. I felt completely connected to this love, and it was more of an experience than a place, because I remember feeling the fullness of it, like a pressure or a weighted blanket. And I eventually, it either melted into me. I think it felt like it melted into me, this pressure, this fullness. And then I expanded to become the golden light. And there was all love. I no need to know anything, because everything was known, everything was perfect. There was no negativity, there was nothing. It was just wholeness, it's completion. And that is the place that I operate from in my work, because I do take this work to other people because I want them to experience that light too. But in the moment, I was taken back to the raft, and in front of Jesus, I was given a choice. Jesus asked me through his thoughts if I wanted to stay there or if I wanted to go back and live. And my initial response was that I wanted to stay, because I felt so complete and everything was right and everything was perfect. So I was outside of my human at this point. I was a soul making this choice. And I remember being shown many, many, many things, like why we're here now, what we're meant to do, that most of what we think about on this planet doesn't matter. And it takes us away from the reality of like who we are, the light we are, and what we're meant to do, and how much people matter, like how important it is to connect and be kind and lift other people up. That was like a huge message, that we create our reality, that we can create through our thoughts, that we are powerful, that we're needed right now. This is the time we're meant to be here. And I was shown the trajectory of my father's life, and told that he wouldn't actualize the same life he was meant to if I stayed. But at the same time, there was no wrong answer. Like I could have stayed and it would have corrected, everything would have been fine. And that's hard to explain to people, because there really wasn't a wrong answer. I could have done either one. But I chose to live. And then when I chose to live, that's when I was given gratitude. I was given like human feelings. And it's like it all came to me right then. And I was told it was a gift to live. Not everybody gets to live. It was like a celebration of my choice to live. And I felt so grateful that I got to come back and do this and like live. And like I just knew it was such a powerful gift that I made a vow in that moment. I was so grateful. Like my heart just opened up in this heat and expanded. So great. Like it was huge. And I still can feel it now. I can call in that gratitude. And it's one of the ways that I reconnect with that God energy. It's one of the best ways. But I said, I will come back and heal people with music. Like that's the vow I made as a 12-year-old kid or soul or whatever. And then I promised to give gratitude every day, every night, for every experience, because I knew that it was a gift and it was our ability to expand the light in a way that we can't do outside of this earthly experience. And there have been so many things in my life that have led me back to this and shown me how to stay on this path that I vowed at the time. But the most powerful thing that happened after that was, as soon as I made those vows, everything went dark. And I saw this music staff in the distance. It was like every note had a different color, but I couldn't hear anything. I could only see it. And it came through my being. Like it was far away and I was watching it move, all the notes move, and it was just beautiful. And it moved through my energy. It moved through me and it was gone. And that's when I heard a sound. And the sound that I heard was the movie music that was playing at my bedside in the coma in the ICU. And it was like this tiny little inaudible sound, this pinprick of light on the far, far from my body on the bottom. I think of it like down to the right is kind of how I felt it. And I didn't know that I heard it, but it was all there was. It was everything. So I just focused all of my energy 100% on that sound until I could bring it into my awareness more and more. And I believe I was bringing myself back into my body through the music, and it got really loud, so loud that the only thing I could do was just force my eyes open. And then I saw the curtain of the ICU bed, across from me, and I slipped back out of consciousness. But that's when I woke up from the coma, and I woke up to the music of Tchaikovsky playing in this movie. And so my whole life was that. My life began then. I lost all my memory from before my accident. I didn't remember birthdays or first days of school. I was told it would come back in 5 years if I were to get it back. I never really fully got it back. I got a few glimpses. I used to look at old movies and like I didn't even know people really, but I knew their energy. And so I came back with a gift of being able to read energy and also connect to messages from the other side. And then I went forward in my life and I became a music therapist, and I got my master's in spiritual psychology so that I can lead people through the process of connecting directly to source, their source, their guidance, their higher self through music. And I use crystal bowls for that and classical music because that's one of my channels. And I have dedicated my life to living the path that I chose to come back and live. And it's a gift. And that's my story.
I would like to go back to the moment when you were in this light. When you merged with the light, was there still a sense of you? Were you there, or was it only light?
I was not there. There was no me. There was no ego. There was no self. I know that others can experience it too, even without a near-death experience, but it's like I'm in it again. When I think of it, it was all light everywhere. There was no beginning, there was no end, there was no me, there was no form. I was the light, but I was so spread out in the light. It was like maybe if there was a me, which there wasn't a center. Now in my human self, I feel and see the center within me in my heart space. And that's how I visualize it within myself, and it expands from me because I am the vehicle for this light on this planet, right? For me, in my life, and you're the vehicle. But there, it was just, I was all of it.
When you came back, did you share this story with your parents, and what was their reaction, or were you able to share it?
I did. I shared it with my parents, and my youth minister, I think, was one of the first people that I told about it. I became very dedicated to my spiritual practice and to honoring God, right away. And some people didn't believe it. So they said, oh, it was a dream. You were in a coma. It had to have been in your imagination, right? But it was the most real thing that I've experienced. I mean, it was more real than this. And I knew that I needed to protect it. So I held it inside for a while until I was an adult. I only told my trusted friends. I continued to connect to source and get messages from God. But I didn't share it publicly until after I had children. I was invited to speak at a church service, Unitarian. It was it accepts all religion. And I decided to speak for 2 minutes on what will I do with my so-called life. It's a Marian, I think, I can't even remember who wrote the poem right now, but maybe Marianne Williamson, I'm not really sure. But I got up and spoke about my near-death experience for the first time, and it got picked up by a near-death experience channel and kind of went viral. And then I had very mystical experiences of people that study near-death experiences that wanted to talk to me and wanted to ask me questions. And so I started sharing my story more publicly, and I felt that I was almost going through a vetting process for people who study this stuff. And so I just shared my experience openly and my work, and it's been a profound journey. A reconnection to my purpose is sharing this story as well.
When you saw this bold entity, did you know he was Buddha, or did you realize this later? You also went to a Buddhist school, right?
Yeah. This is how my life works. It's so full circle. And I went to undergraduate for performance, for classical music. And I didn't know there was a thing called music therapy where you could heal people with music. But when I found out about that, my junior year, I started looking into universities. And my dad said, listen, if you're going to get a degree in music therapy, please get a backup degree in psychology. It's your minor anyway. So I was looking for schools that had a dual master's, and only 2 schools in the US had them. One of them being this Buddhist university. It was originally founded as a Buddhist university in Boulder, Colorado by the Dalai Lama. It's called Naropa University. And I realized when I was starting to look at the school, maybe this was Buddha, but it wasn't sure. But I think some knowing came into me. I was like, I think maybe this is a full circle moment. So I got into the school and I was headed up to go to my meditation class one of the first couple of weeks of school. And I saw a depiction of Buddha, thin, bald, long brown robes with bare feet, not the big belly Buddha you think of, right? And I realized, yes, this was Buddha. And now Naropa, my training there in contemplative practices and meditation, it actually was my how. I had my why, and this is why I came back. But now I knew how, by going into presence, going into breath, being completely still, by releasing thoughts, by replacing thoughts with positive thoughts, by disciplining the mind, was my way to really hone in on my spiritual gifts, but also help people I'm working with to do the same, to connect to that greater wisdom. So yeah, that's when I realized it. And that was just, it's my whole life has been mystical, spiritual experiences that have kept me on the path, that remind me that I am not alone, that we are not alone.
What about Jesus? Has your relationship been with Jesus after that?
Oh, everything, right? Like, it was love, pure love. And I feel like now is the time where we are really bringing in this consciousness of Christ consciousness. You know, not to say it's a religious thing right now. And I believe that some religions have taken the teachings of Jesus, which is actually here to teach us that we hold that power within each of us, that we are our own God presence. We are God acting in human form, right? These lessons that he came to teach us, that we all have this power, it was not meant to divide us. It was meant to show us our innate power, our innate spiritual gift, our light, everything. And so it's a huge part of my work. It's absolutely a huge part of my work, both the teachings of Buddha and the teachings of Jesus, and the pure love from the Christ consciousness and the mentality of the I am. And it's a huge part of my journey too, of reconnecting with my gifts, when I started asking the angels, like, what are you trying to show me? Because I would go and work with groups of people and I would see angels, like either in formation, or they would be behind someone, or sometimes they would come into the center of the circle. Sometimes ascended masters would come in, and I put this question out to the universe. I was like, what are you trying to show me in formation? Because the one that really got me was, I was doing a circle for a woman who had recently lost her young son, and we were holding vigil in space for her as she was going through this. And these rows and rows of angels just showed up, just with a sash on, and they were holding a staff, and they didn't move. And I hadn't seen them like that before, just rows and rows, infinite. And I thought, what does this mean? And the next day, a woman called me, and she became my greatest spiritual mentor. And she called me and said, the masters told me it is time to call you. And she connected me with a conference for near-death experiencers. And I write about this in the book, if anyone's interested in the journey, not to sell it, but to just share the mystical experience that this was. I showed up at this conference 2 weeks later, divinely led. And she walks forward and she hands me these books. And they're about the I am. They're about how to connect to the I am within. And she gave them to me and said, these are going to tell you what the angels have been trying to show you. And she didn't know. Like, she didn't know that I had put that call out to the universe. And from the moment I received those books, my life changed, and not in a great way. I went through a very difficult, challenging time, but those books And those prayers, this, I am a child of the light, I live in the light, I love the light, I serve the light, I'm illumined, I'm protected, I'm supplied, I'm sustained by the light, and I bless the light. This prayer brought angels to me during the hardest time of my life, where I was redirected back to the golden light. These 3 golden angels came, and they're like, I knew I would get through it. And I started to learn how to be in the God presence that I am as I live my life, how to bring it into my work more. I started getting more messages and downloads constantly. And that led me forward. Like that, it's huge. It's everything. These teachings are a huge part of my work personally. Yeah.
You've been working with sound healing for many years now, and you transmit this light during your sessions.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I love it. I get to see these rays of light come down into people, into groups, sometimes massive rays of light that kind of come into a space or a location. I witness where they go. I get messages from the angelic realm. So when I'm leading a circle, sometimes I will, this happened last week. I will say, imagine a staircase, right? And then sometimes I'll be told like, oh, you're turning into pure light the higher you get up the staircase. Or there'll be a book that shows up. Well, always, every time, there is someone in the group that says, I had gotten to the book before you said it. I had turned into light before you said it. Or there will be a collective consciousness experience. Like one of my favorite ones is we were doing a sold out workshop with breath work and bowls, because my husband does breath work and he does the grounding, the meditation, and then I do bowls and I do the music journeys with classical music where people leave their body and they connect to the other side and they get messages. One woman said, and I didn't know anybody in this group, hardly, 2 people. One woman said she had come in to connect with her father who had recently passed. And during the visualization piece, she found herself in a church in New Orleans, a church that she knew and that she had been to with her father. And he appeared to her and said, you are enough. It was exactly the message she needed to hear. And as she was sharing this, there was a woman 2 seats over, Michaela, who had been given a necklace, a free necklace that morning. She had won something and she'd had this necklace and she took it in her hand and she had been praying with it. And during the vision, she was holding it and she knew it wasn't for her. And then she gave it to this woman, and the message on the necklace was, you are enough. So it matched the message. A 3rd person in the group in the very back said, I know that church in New Orleans. I saw it in my vision, and I saw you with your father. So a 3rd person in this group of 80 people had the same vision. And I've had people have the same vision of a poppy field, which has spiritual meaning, and we look it up. And one time, these 2 women, I don't even know who they were, it was a circle. They saw a little white dog with a red bow on its neck, and they were both laughing. There was like this little white, and they were like, you too? Oh my gosh, you also saw the dog. Well, there was a man across the circle who had come to the circle to connect with this little white dog that had just passed. And he pulled out a picture that he brought with him, and the dog had a red bow on its neck. So we know that we are tapping into collective consciousness through this work, and it's just undeniable. It's undeniable. I can't wait to study this, for this to be proven, right? So that's what I do. I just try my best to hold the container. I see the light, I witness the light, I share what I see. It matches what people see, and they go into their own journey, get their own messages, and come back to their lives.
Let's record the session there.
Begin by connecting to an intention today, what you'd like to bring through. You may want to call on your God self. You may want to connect with a vision. You may even want to release, just allow it all to come through. And as you breathe, imagine that perfect version of you just above the top of your head, shining down on you with adoration and love. This being knows you completely and fully and loves you unconditionally. This being has all the knowledge and peace and wisdom of God. See rainbow rings of light around this being and call them into your body right now. Notice what color comes down. And as you receive this light, please imagine that you are joyously accepting the fullness of your mighty God presence in light form to move into your body, to move into your life stream, to anchor, to bring perfection, and to hold that manifestation of your intention. Once again, imagine the positive manifestation of your intention, what it would look like, what it would feel like. Allow it to move through the light into your body, first into your mind. You can feel it traveling the channels of the tissues of the brain, becoming the water element within, washing away old patterns and pulling in patterns of light and wisdom. Invite this light to charge your body with the cosmic peace and perfection as a living garment within, which penetrates every atom of your being and fastens within your life stream's flame to become that garment of the sacred fire of cosmic peace, healing power of life to all we contact. Bring in this light, allowing it to move into the water element of the body, washing the brain, moving down the brainstem, deeper and deeper into the cells, forming geometric patterns, shapes, and codes of light that unlock wisdom within. Allow this light to move between the vertebrae, cushioning and lifting each of the vertebrae more and more with every moment. Allow it to move into the base of the spine and witness this light moving up and down the spine in infinite wisdom. Allow it to anchor there, to continue to move as you bring the light behind your closed eyes into your third eye, your spot of intuition. Imagine again that perfect manifestation. See yourself living in the joy of your accomplishment. Feel that light moving behind your eyes, connecting to the nervous system, the tiny nerves at the back of the eye, and pulsing that energy through the nervous system so that your body becomes light itself. Feel this light traveling down into the base of the throat, becoming a liquid light presence, softening the tongue, relaxing the jaw. Feel your voice come alive with the voice and wisdom of your God self. Pull this light deeper into the chest. Feel a warmth in your heart, an expansion of light, this soft expansion. Feel a softening, a release. Allow the wisdom of the heart to guide the light through your body, pulsing in rhythmic waves with every beat of your heart. Smile as this light expands. Let it expand beyond you in a golden ball of light. Let it connect heaven and earth. Let it guide the light. And once again, allow your intention to live in the heart space, in the wisdom of the heart, in the coherence of the heart. Pulse and bring this light down into the top of your abdomen, your center for warrior energy, self-discipline, willpower. Feel your body filling with so much light that it just pushes out any discord, anything that is not of the light. Pull this light down into your abdomen, behind your belly button, feeling a softening in that space of nurturing compassion. And continue to bring this light deeper and deeper into the belly, pushing on the pelvic floor. Feel the pressure of light moving into the pelvic floor, clearing any discord and bringing your body into the dominion of its own light. Feel your body and cells charged with this powerful presence of light, pushing it down your legs and out through the soles of your feet. I accept that every cell of my body is the fiery heart flame from the heart of the great central sun. Every cell of my body is the fiery heart of God, and I command its perfection to manifest in, through, and around me immortal health, strength, fiery purity, and eternal perfection into my body, into my life stream, into every situation that I encounter, and to anchor as a guide within me to bring me closer to my intention with every breath moving forward. Feel this light pulsing up and down your body, from above and below, as if there's a ball of light beneath you and this divine light above. Witness where it goes. Hold yourself in the dominion of light and take a moment to pause to receive any messages that might help you move forward. These messages can come through wisdom, guides, and healers. Just allow that to anchor and take a deep cleansing breath, knowing that you are better for this. And so it is. Thank you.
That was a wonderful session. I'm really glad you shared this with us. And you also wrote a book. I would like to know more about this book. What is the main message you transmit through those pages? And also, how can people get it?
Oh, my book is called Waking Up in Heaven, Living with Purpose Through Afterlife Wisdom. It's a book where every chapter I talk about a mystical experience in my life, and I help the reader learn how to do that as well. So at the end of every chapter, I may have a practice of meditating, releasing negative thoughts. I have a chapter on how to read the signs as they're coming to you, how to give gratitude, how to manifest, how to co-create. And these all come through my own spiritual experiences, how to reflect on your life the way that a near-death experience might bring to you, how to bring in abundance and affirmation journaling to change your life, to shift into a new state of being. The book is really about helping each reader identify the power that they hold, the wisdom that they hold within, how to access it, how to access your own unique gifts, how to realize that the universe is always speaking, the signs are everywhere, you're always surrounded, and how to identify like when you're getting messages, like, because the more we acknowledge, the more that God energy gives us to work with. So it's really just, you can find it on Amazon. It's called Waking Up in Heaven, Living with Purpose Through Afterlife Wisdom. It did win a little award at the Indie Book Awards as a finalist. And if you're interested in my story or my meditations, I do meditations every week via email for $11 on Substack. You can look me up. It's Ellen Wier, W-I-E-R. I also have a part in a movie called Beyond the Grave that won Best Paranormal Film of the Year at the Cannes Film Festival in 2023, where it explores afterlife experiences, and there are a few near-death experiencers there. And of course, I'll also be in an upcoming show that's filming next week that is about near-death experiences as well. I'm always available via email at wellnessmusictherapy@yahoo.com. And I love connecting with people and answering questions and working with people. I do private sessions. I have a retreat coming up where you can learn how to play crystal bowls and guided meditations, breath work, cold plunge. That'll be in Mexico in April. It's going to be amazing. And yeah, so I think that's about it. Like I'm always always developing new things to share. And of course, I live in the San Diego area and I'm constantly doing workshops at my home.
We'll include your links in the description. So is there a final message for someone who is afraid of dying or perhaps lost a loved one recently? You know, people think that death is the end. So what do you think about that?
You know, I believe we are here for a reason. If you're here right now, you are here for a purpose, and there's meaning to your life, even if you don't know it in the moment. And I will also say that through my experience, I have lost the fear of death because I know that it's a doorway and that the reality is the light on the other side. This is the illusion. This is the experience. This is our opportunity to expand our light in ways that we couldn't do when we're part of the whole. And every time that we recognize the God presence within, we are activating that energy of the life that we're meant to live. And if I were to leave you with one message, it would be that you are God. You are God. You are capable of great things.
This has been the A.J. Parr Spiritual Journalist Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe.